WRDL Ashland 88.9. Welcome to Insanity. Okay, I love my Insanity. Alright, that was Hellfire from Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Because it's an old movie, I don't mind having the spoiler, but spoiler alert anyway. There was a time in my life when I didn't care if I spoiled anything. Of course, I don't spoil most things because I'm behind on everything. Right. So, The Hunchback of Notre Dame is where my conversation is going to take off from now. Hence the song. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a really dark, you know, it's a Disney film, but it's really, really dark as far as Disney goes. I think that some of their darker films include Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I don't know why, but I think that's a creepy movie. It scared me as a child. Then there's a Sleeping Beauty, definitely a dark movie as far as Disney goes, and The Hunchback of Notre Dame is super dark. The Hunchback of Notre Dame actually today would be a very controversial film, and a lot of people on YouTube agree that it would be a very hard-pressed thing to have nowadays. Trying to pull off something so religiously controversial, you know, having the leader of a major church be turned towards sin. The movie definitely gives something about history, especially this song in particular, Hellfire, because it shows that, you know, he's the one who's having these desires. Esmeralda doesn't care for him at all, and she's just doing her gypsy thing, you know, dancing for the gypsy fair and stuff like that. It's not her fault that she's attractive. It's not her fault that she dances well. And any kind of a dance is sensual just because it involves your body. It involves a lot. Now, granted, there are some things that are a little bit more promiscuous than other dance moves. But anything that involves hip movement like Zumba, my mom loves Zumba. She's going to be so enthralled that I mentioned it. But anything that involves your hips, one, it's really good exercise, and two, it looks sensual just because you're using your hips. But in the song, Frollo, which is the leader guy's name, if you didn't know, the church pope thing, I don't know what his title is exactly, something. But anyway, he's the one who has these sensual desires, stereotypical man, and he's blaming Esmeralda for making him feel that way. You know what? That it's not her fault that you're easily tempted by sin, you evil, evil man. Don't blame the woman. That's not how it works. He's pretty much blaming the victim here. And throughout the song, he's kind of giving this nice dark hint that he's going to blackmail her. You know, it's going to be, I'm going to kill you unless you agree to be my lover. But it's her fault. Throughout the song, he's making sure that it's her fault. She's the witch who set the flame within him, and isn't that lovely? But definitely gives a hint about the time period where, you know, women didn't have a lot of things, and, you know, we weren't discriminating just against, you know, one kind of race. We were, in America, and, well, actually this takes place in France, I do believe, because of Notre Dame, but in Paris, I want to say. Yes, in fact, he says that in the song. But, you know, in anywhere in the world, we get a lot of hate in America for being so discriminatory against people. But even in France, even in all over the world, there was a lot of discrimination, and I think that we as Americans take a big hit for it. I mean, there were reasons for that. It's not that it's false, but we're not the only ones who did that. The movie is very dark, though. It's a very religious concept. Gypsies are being burned and taken away just because they're gypsies. There's a lot of religious controversy. People are being burned at the stake alive just for their religious things, which today where people are sensitive to say anything. We can't even say Merry Christmas, dang it. And people are saying that we should change it to holiday tree instead of Christmas tree. So we would be very hard pressed in this day and age to have Disney produce a movie with so much religious depth, and not to mention a very dark thing of, killing and brutality. We're releasing things like Princess and the Frog. We're so much more easily wild with magic and things, because the only real magic in Hunchback of Notre Dame is the talking gargoyles that befriend him in the towers. But other than that, it's pretty hard based as far as reality and real things go. Underground catacombs that people go through, people being burned for their beliefs. It's all kinds of goodness. Enjoy the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Let's see. Calling sanctuary to save your life. How wonderful. It's the same as saying, let me be in prison. That's good. It's been a long time since I saw the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Actually, I think that I am going to call upon my friend Relic, and him and I shall partake in this movie. Because he doesn't watch Disney films often enough. He just saw Sleeping Beauty last week. First time he ever saw it. But when you look at Disney, like old Disney, classic Disney, there's a lot of intellectual humor. The Lion King, there's lots of jokes. There's lots of things that you have to have, vocabulary to understand. You have to be able to, you have to have some kind of historical background in order to get jokes in old Disney. They were very intellectual is the word I guess I'm looking for. Not that new Disney's bad. I mean new, like, movie Disney, not new TV Disney. Yes, Winnie the Pooh, wonderful. Gotta love Winnie the Pooh. I don't know why I thought of Winnie the Pooh. It's probably because I love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. Okay, I'll get back to the other music, and I hope you enjoy. Tell me what your opinions of the Hunchback of Notre Dame are as far as its religious controversial topics, its historical reminiscences of old France, anything like that. I'll happily talk to you. Or if you just want to request a song that you want to hear, you can call 419-289-5678 or just extension 5678, and I will talk to you when I go to sign out. So, enjoy the music. And the sap-like sexual spores are called ascae that are found in fruiting bodies. So, like an apple. Just thought you wanted to know. Bye!